What's up, guys? Welcome to Gamer Nation this week, where we are duking it out. Toys v. Toys, right? Yeah, because Disney Infinity is about to come out tomorrow, and people are like, oh, it's kind of like Skylanders.
Looks like he wants to uppercut someone. It's like, rap.
And so he's actually just been playing with the toys around the office.
Sorry, that's what I do.
And today we actually have with us Mr. Pennyman himself, Robert Welkner of CoinOp TV, where you were kind of the go-to guy for
Skylanders dude.
So it's interesting. Yeah, I've become like the king of toy games on YouTube.
Hey. You find your niche and you make it work, and I was trying to actually look up like some information on Skylanders. I'm like, what can you do in Skylanders? And then just your videos popped up. I was like, oh, I got the right guess then.
See,
perfect.
I'm always like, toy games are lame, and then you brought all these toys in, and I was like, oh, these are the coolest things ever. I just want to play with. I want to play with all of them.
But the game actually is like Skylanders. People say it's a really fun, good platformer. When you look at Skylanders versus what Disney Infinity is, what are like some big differences that we're going to be seeing?
Well, the main thing is, I mean, the toys are like the most specific thing that's like the similarities, but once you get past using the toys and interface, they're two different games. In Skylanders, you have a bad guy, Chaos, that you fight against, and there's a story progression, and you level up your characters. In Disney Infinity, it's an open world game, and you're collecting sort of items that then to use in the toy box mode and create your own game to play with your friends. So the toy thing is kind of where things kind of stop.
Gotcha.
I mean, they're both very deep games with like a lot going on, but one is sort of a story game, and the other one is kind of an open world game with Disney Infinity.
I've heard the Skylanders gameplay is pretty similar to like Spyro, the old Spyro games. Is that accurate?
Yeah, well, it started off with Spyro as kind of his lead character.
Okay.
The first game was called, named after Spyro. It didn't have like jumping elements, so like a lot of people are like, well, this isn't a platformer. It had a lot of walking around. It was more like similar to like a Diablo, kind of like going into dungeons, dungeon grinding, leveling up in that kind of way, but very cartoony and youth oriented.
Mm.
And with Infinity being an open world, is that closer to something like Minecraft? And do you think it's gonna pull in the same sort of audiences?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Minecraft. Imagine Minecraft with Disney characters.
Oh,
I mean,
crap!
You can
This will be going on for the next 2 years then.
Yeah,
Make Infinity videos. Do it. Make Infinity videos. Just all the comments.
Yeah, there's the toy box mode is kind of the selling points where you have a wand, your character has a wand, and you can create objects. You bring in objects like a castle or a ship or something, and then you can give those objects some like powers and abilities. You can say like, hey, when I jump in this ship, there's a timer that goes off, and I can do like a race thing, and then like you can make this crazy gameplay toy box mode, and then up and like share with your friends online.
So you can like build objectives as well, or like things that happen.
Yeah, there's like basic like gaming objectives. A equals B and C and all that. Like it's like very simple. You can say like, hey, here's a button, and I'm gonna give it a command so that when you push that button, fireworks will go off on this castle or something, and then you can make that into sort of a game.
And this is a kid's game?
Well, that's the thing. See, Skylanders, I mean, they're both for like 5 or 6 plus, so they're youth oriented, but I think Skylanders is more still for the younger audience, and I think Disney Infinity is more for the older people that are like, they got their season pass at Disneyland, Disney World. They love the toys. They want to collect the figures because they know who these figures are. Yeah. That's Dash from The Incredibles, but this guy, Pop Fizz, as awesome as he is, if you're an outsider and you don't know what Skylanders is, you don't know who that is. So it's like it's for a lot of the adults.
Well, Mari, I know that going into this topic, you weren't too familiar with the two games, but now kind of getting a brief overview of the two. Is there any interest in a toy game for you? Do you think that there's anything that they could do to make you want to play it?
Of course, having the toys itself, just having something tangible.
If there was a Totoro game, she would totally buy the figurines and just play it.
That is absolutely true. I think, as somebody who used to play with figurines, as all of us did, to take something like that and have it now interactive, I think is what the huge appeal is. I think with Infinity, the fact that your levels and the things that you create are shareable is actually a really interesting thing, and something that will create more communication within other gamers, and I think that's a really cool point.
Mari, is there like a specific Disney game that you would want to do? Like, if there was like, all right, this is this movie's world, I want to go do the levels there.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Well, those figures
Yeah.
are coming. You
They
have
are coming
Wreck-It
out.
Ralph with.
Oh, you're saying something that hasn't been
Either way,
yet?
whichever one you'd be excited for. So you'd want to do like maybe like a racing segment inside of Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Is there a racing game?
Well, you get the cars
car race,
like
yeah.
play set like things, and you put it together in the toy box, so you can have a
Yeah, what
driving
is it?
game with
Oh,
Wreck-It
Dash.
Ralph, with Dash, who can run super fast, but we'll go ahead and put him in one of the cars to do like a race set, and then
Gotcha.
add some Buzz Lightyear jetpacks on there.
Do you
guess.
think there's going to be any Star Wars crossovers?
That's the bit. Every time a developer is in an interview with somebody, that's the first question: is Marvel and Star Wars. What's going to happen? I believe that they're just going to, with Disney Infinity, the first game, that it's going to blow up. People are going to go nuts, and then when Disney Infinity 2 comes out, that's probably be like, all right, we're going to do some Marvel, some Iron Man, Avengers mixed up
Right.
with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Kind of like the way Lego does all those games.
Yeah, kind of. You got kind of a franchise that you
Yeah.
kind of roll
Yeah.
out a game with.
Based on what you guys know, do you think that Disney Infinity will outsell Skylanders?
I think it's tough to say. I think the one thing that will hold it back from maybe blowing Skylanders out of the water is the fact that it might end up being too complicated for younger people playing the game. That's the only thing I can see that might hold
not
it
as
back.
just forward as a game.
Well, Skylanders
Right.
has to jump 1.5 billion. They outsell every other toy in Toys R Us,
Yeah.
Walmart, and everything. So they got a 3-game jump. So we'll have to see how things go.
That's true. All right, so I think Disney can really just like back up all the Disney money into Infinity. So I think we'll see a lot coming for this franchise, but we'll see. But now, guys, that's all of our opinions here. Now let's go to you guys in a segment we like to call Tweets from the Fans. All right, so today on Tweets from the Fans, I tweeted out what franchise you would want to see get turned into a toy game. And honestly, I thought just everyone was going to be like, Pokemon, 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 Pokemon. No, you guys were actually all over the place with different really cool answers. And here are a few of them.
It's like the first one, Pokemon.
Actually, first is from @Hugo Go 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 Go, saying anything superheroes, Marvel or DC. So this kind of plays on your statement, Mari, about will there be a Star Wars one, will there be a Marvel one? Like it kind of only makes sense. Like you have the superhero squad right now, the Marvel superhero squad. And
I don't know
that's
what
kind of
you're
like taking on. It's like
Yeah.
the small action figures, and they're already like they're missing a base, is what they're missing
Right,
from
right,
being
right.
I
action.
can get those Hero Clicks figures.
Oh yeah, the
right?
Hero. Oh man, I loved Hero Click so much. But come on, I don't want to see a DC one. Have some
Of
Batman
course
on the
you
field.
would, because you're a DC fanboy.
Well, a little bit.
If Infinity blows up, we will see like toy genre games
All over the place.
coming. Yeah, like the wave is. This is a test. The wave is about to come.
Next up is Adri Elric saying, "Why not a Nintendo one with the various characters like in the Super Smash series?"
sense.
Yeah, you guys remember like when you actually play like at least the first Super Smash Brothers, they actually intro it as their figures on a base. And,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's what like Master Hand was. Do you think would you buy that if there was a Mr. Game & Watch character?
No. I mean, I would love to play Smash Brothers, but I wouldn't like the idea that I had to buy the figurine to unlock the character, you know what I mean?
And finally, the last one was from @TommyHJ4 saying, "Has to be Pokemon. I'm not into them games,
Maybe
but
it's Jason.
Pokemon would take off." Surely you are correct. Like a Pokemon would make a lot of
That's
sense. I'm almost
inappropriate.
surprised they haven't done that already.
Well, we had at the last Nintendo Direct announcement, they
What?
announced that there's going to be a Pokemon game.
Oh,
Oh,
With
I'm
toys.
jumping on it.
there you go. So is that the next franchise to happen?
That potentially, now they're not going quite as crazy as Disney Infinity and Skylanders. They're doing, and it's weird because it's cheaper. Figures are like $4, GameStop only.
Wait, how much are these figures?
These are like $15 each.
$15 for a figure?
But the Pokemon ones, those would be like $4. Apparently, they're going to be GameStop exclusives, and it's kind of a new thing we're kind of finding out. They just kind of announced it a couple weeks ago.
Interesting.
The Nintendo.
So there will be a Pokemon one coming up. So way to
there you
be
go.
on top of that.
Your fans
Boom.
your
job.
viewers are on top of things.
All right, so that's Tweets for the Fans. Again, thank you so much for sending out your tweets. Now, Lasercorn, do you want to take us to a section? Aw, it's Mari. You're not Lasercorn.
This is a section where we pit two gamers against each other in a battle of wits, a war of words. We call it PvP. Was that
That
good?
was scary accurate.
Yeah.
That was scary
He
accurate.
says the same
Did you
thing
do
every
the
time.
eyes, though? Did you do the eyes?
Oh wait, PvP.
Mari, can you do the Lasercorn eyes? do it in,
That's like a feud's face.
Oh, it's Pewds.
Yeah,
you
you
guys
kinda
like this.
He's kind of, and he does this awkward lean forward thing too. He's
You didn't see my lean? I did the lean.
He's doing the lean. The laser lean.
The
laser lean.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, Lasercorn's not here because he couldn't
bounce
stop
right
playing
to the left and
Sounds
do the
Row
laser lean.
All right, let's get over to PvP
laser
before he
lean.
starts dancing some more.
On today's PvP, we are talking about which game will be better, Skylanders or Disney Infinity. On my right, we have Jovenshire. He's going to be arguing that Disney Infinity will be the better game. And on my left, Robert Welkner, the penny man himself, will be arguing for Skylanders. I think it's only fair that you go first.
I'm
You're
definitely
taking on the
less
new
of an
game.
expert.
And and we'll start with you. 30 seconds to argue for Disney Infinity. Go.
You know, I have to go with the point that you made earlier, Rob, about it just being more familiar. It will it'll be more of a wider audience, and people will just know, all right, Jack Skellington, they know, like Mickey, they know the entire cast, and they're probably already thinking ahead, like, man, I can't wait for them to release the Aladdin one. So I'll start playing now, see if I like it, then get the Aladdin set when that comes out. Plus, Disney money. Man, there's so much Disney money. They can advertise. They could probably pay Target to stop selling Skylanders if they wanted to, because Disney
Stop.
is the mafia.
So, Jovenshire's argument that Disney will buy fans for their game. Now we're gonna go
It's
over.
possible. There is that.
We're gonna go over to Rob. You have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Well, the Skylander franchise has already proven its success, 1.5 billion sold thus far, and Skylander Swap Force, the third game, hasn't even come out yet. We're gonna see like 50 new figures, and the new game will have figures that come apart, the tops and the bottoms come apart, so you can combine them with other figures, combining more than 250 characters. Disney Infinity, you guys look fun and cool, but that's a lot of toys and a lot of things that I can play with my Skylanders figures. This game's gonna be crazy, and best of
Stop.
all,
All right.
Wait, I wonder what best of all was. I will
You'll have
never
to
know
wait.
now.
You'll
What
have
is
to
better
wait.
than
You'll have
mixing
to
up
wait.
characters?
I don't know if you heard him, but that was 1.5 billion with a B.
I was gonna do my chaos impression. That's the best of all.
We are doing your 15-second rebuttal now. Not 50. We don't want to hear you for that long. 15-second rebuttal.
15 seconds.
Go ahead.
Man, you could actually like mix up characters in the new Skylanders. That's actually really cool. All you can do in Disney Infinity is like add like a sky and like an environment like chip. So you'd be like, oh, Finding Nemo in the ground, and like, oh, magic
Stop.
carpets in the sky. That's not nearly as cool.
So, Joshua just giving up, waving the white flag.
Well, because I didn't know you could mix up figures. That's awesome.
We're heading over back to Rob for his 15-second victory speech. Go ahead.
Victory lap. Let's see. Skylanders. Callie, Flynn, Hugo. Non-playable toys are just amazing too, but most of all, we have chaos in Skylanders.
All right.
That's not Spyro. Spyro. I didn't hear the word Spyro in any of that.
So, I mean, I think this is the only one where we don't have to ask your opinion who won. Joshua just gave up. But go ahead and comment below and tell him how bad of a job he did it. Actually, don't do that. That's mean.
But to his credit, Disney Infinity isn't out yet. I mean, it's got a day to blow up.
Got some
Yeah.
some more modes. But hey guys, thank you so much for watching Gamer Nation today. Be sure to go check out Pennyman over on his channel, CoinOp TV. That's CoinOp.
I think they know how to spell coin and op.
You never know.
TV.
And then what's your Twitter handle? Where can we find you
Yeah,
there?
Pennyman on Twitter. And
Perfect.
Yeah, CoinOp TV is the YouTube channel. Thanks
Cool.
so much for having me on.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. See ya.